Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what is going on out there? What is up? What is up, guys? So I see Dave in there. He's like, first, boom, showing the big guns. Bam. We got Crypto Bedell. What's going on? Dropping the FA because you guys are rated F for fucking awesome. What up, Doom Miner and Crypto Nico? What's up, guys? What's up? If you're just tuning in here, larking in the background, definitely smash that Lizzie like button. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's all it's for. Otherwise, the content's free. But if you'd like to tip your favorite content provider, aka me, I do have Patreon link down below, guys. You can get some of that behind the scenes knowledge, some exclusive content just for you guys, exclusive mining stuff, and just to top it all off, if you're in the VIP in my Patreon, you also get first dibs on having your equipment hosted at the Family Mine facility. Once we get all of that squared away, all the VIP members are going to be first dibs on all that stuff. So that's what I'm talking about. As long as you are a VIP member, you'll have access to that awesome stuff. Of course, I'll have some other goodies in there. I have them in 3 different tier levels. You got the VIP, mid tier, and then the tippers, basically. So mid tier will be second wave being allowed to come into the Family Mine, is the way that my mindset's coming in on this. But of course, there will be other value added things that are also in there, depending on how time works. Maybe a Sunday sermon or something along the lines. I've been kind of kicking the idea around here and how I'm gonna approach that, but have like at least one day a month minimum where you guys get to kick it with your favorite miner over here, where we can sit there and discuss some of that behind the scenes stuff moving forward. Especially with me kind of wanting to do a rebranding on the name for the channel. I've been kicking around a couple of ideas. It's some of the reasons why I haven't like completely rebranded. I was thinking Hot Rod, I don't know, Hot Rod Mining, Mad Mining. I don't know. It all sounds good. Damn, been watching but missed the intro. Dang, my volume's down? Is my volume down? Like, how badly down? No? It looks like it's pinging pretty good. I know, we don't see... It was something that I'd kicked around when I was first starting the channel up. Was that, considering I've got my classic hot rod, I wanted to do live streams. Cool. I wanted to do live streams at car shows, and then let's see. As soon as I started my channel, YouTube restricts it to where you can't stream on your phone unless you got over 1,000 subs, and that just delayed everything. I'm like, I've got no other way to stream. What the hell? I don't have a hotspot. I've got my phone. That it was kind of a little hit, and I wanted to do it live because that was my way of going around talking to the car owners about their awesome cars, going to all the different shows, and then talking to them about Bitcoin. Ask them if they, kind of orange pill people as I walked around the crowd. But then I had the restriction of couldn't do any live streams unless I was over 1,000 subs. And at the time my phone wasn't good enough. I got a little bit of a better phone. It's got a little more storage on there, but I had I think that was when I had my S7 still, my Galaxy S7. So I didn't have a whole lot of storage on there to be able to cut a couple hour video without having a laptop anyway. So it was just like, it just kind of curbed that whole idea, and I kind of just never went back to it. But, you know, I was kind of thinking of like, you know, mad mining, you know, I'm the mad miner, you know, something like that. I was kicking the idea a little bit. I thought of it like a couple of days ago, actually. I was like, God, the mad miner. It kind of sounds cool too. You know, it's like rebrand the channel to be Mad Mining. I don't know. I'm kicking around ideas. Not sure if I'm going to do the whole hot rod thing because of the fact, of course, you know, like you said, Bedell, I really haven't gone to my roots of actually being out. I mean, I've done a couple of videos in my garage, but never really doing anything out there. It was more like a quick chit chat, and that was about it. Showed off the stuff in there. So it's some of the reasons why I've been kind of kicking it around like that. And then GPU Jesus would get a lot more views, I feel. Oh, you know, I briefly thought about that. I won't lie. I briefly thought about it. I was like, man, like get my face, get somebody to like illustrate my face with like GPU Jesus hair. You know, Jesus' long hair. You know, I don't know. I was. Two minds like true dad, Fidel. I don't know. You yeah. I mean, I can make. I know how to make some sick thumbnails. I've just been like, I guess, a little lazy about it. I used to make some fucking badass thumbnails for a while there. I mean, I could go back to my roots and like take the time to do the thumbnails, but then I got to be a little bit more conscientious of the content that I was doing. But a lot of that content I was also pre-recording, and then I can do it to the pre-recordings easier because then I know the topic. Sometimes with the live streams, I kind of go off topic from time to time. I don't stick to the way that I was originally thinking about things, you know. But everybody, I've had a few people that were, you know, kind of kicking it around, that I was been kicking around changing the name with, and kind of going back to the roots. Because whenever I did things like I used to, I also got a lot of channel growth from that too. So I mean, it's just kind of playing with the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, I was kind of looking at definitely doing a name change, because I know that with the name of my channel is basically too long, and having it because of the "and" in there. That kind of screws up the algorithm for that, but whatever. I've been kind of kicking it around. I mean, this will be probably my, whenever I get around to figuring out what name I want to go with, it'll be like the third iteration of this channel. It used to be Crypto Brothers. Whenever I had my my little brother doing the stuff with me, he's since moved out, so it's just been me, and I figured I was going to do it with some hot rod stuff, and then that didn't happen. So I think I want to do this one more crypto orientated. If I want to do car content, I'll make another channel then for the car content, and do things that way. think that'll be the easiest way for me to do it. Put a poll up in Discord. I could. I could. I could. I will. I will come up with. Should I do three different names that I've been kicking into my head, or should I do 4? I'll let you decide. No. Well, I think with the Family Mine, I almost want to sit there and start up a whole new channel for the Family Mine. Not sure how I want to integrate it, because like I know me and Mikkel will end up doing content on our channels, and then there'll probably be occasional content on DCA about it, and there'll be so many choices. I kind of want to keep this channel to be mine. I'm kind of thinking that just because I've done so much to grow it. I haven't and I'm sure Mikkel would think the same way with his own channel. Yeah. So it's just more kind of figuring out how I want to go moving forward. I mean, it's just a name change. I'm not going to change anything content-wise, really. I'm going to try to separate the gaming off of here. So if you guys like an open forum discussion, kind of an ask me anything type of situation while I'm gaming, and you enjoy watching people game, I'm going to be pushing that over to Twitch. And right now, it's under Crypto and Hot Rods, just because I didn't want people to get confused coming back and forth. But I'll probably end up putting that up underneath my gamer tag name like it used to be. It'll briefly reset stuff a little bit. And that's why I've another reason why I've held off on really doing a relabeling. I don't know. I've been kicking stuff around because like I want to do a different logo. That's an older logo, and I've been wanting to do a logo, but if I change the name, then I want to make sure that I'm not like redoing. I don't know. This is some of the reasons why I've been stalling out. Stop it, Padel. You're making me go back in and go, man, I'm not sure. It's all good, though. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. But moving forward, guys. I know I've had a bunch of people talking about the Intels. Hey, what's going on, Goblin? Thank you for the $3 and the thumbs up. Yo. So I know a lot of people that have been talking about getting the Intel stuff, going, hey, they released the Intels, and I was like, not quite. They released the Intel Arc A series of the mobile GPUs in the Samsung Galaxy Book 2 Pro laptop, outfitted with the Arc A350M graphics. I haven't seen any of the Arc graphics cards in the wild. Rest assured, as soon as I see an actual Arc GPU in the wild and not in a laptop, because you guys know my viewpoint on laptop mining, don't do it. It's not worth it. Batteries, large usage, gets hot, not good. Yeah, we don't mix those together. But I haven't seen anybody with the Intel Arcs. It looks like they're going to be launching. They just earlier today of being released, which I'm interested to see the actual not a desktop variation. I don't have huge expectations of performance. Yo, what's up, Crypto Dave? I'm not really sure on, what it's going to do performance wise. There's so many different rumors and stuff, and I don't want to get into the whole rumor game on there. But yeah. What's up, Golden Wolf? What's up? What's up? I was wondering when you were going to come showing on up in here. Yo. Just going over some newsy bits before I start talking about them those 3090s you were inquiring over. Doing some crypto gambling. You think the top ARC model would be like a 3070 as far as gaming is concerned? I'm not sure. I mean, that would be if they can if Intel can do it right off the bat like that. I give it up too. I know that they can make. They know they've got a good department of driver developers. So, and they've been doing integrated graphics for a while, so they understand how to do graphics drivers. But getting the independent performance for the first time, I'm not sure. I've heard, rumors from, it's going to be like a 1060 Ti all the way to it'll be like a 3060, in performance. So, I mean, it's like I've really heard the rumors like all over the spectrum, really. So, and they are supposed to have multiple tiers of graphics cards. So it could be that I'm hearing rumors for their full spread, their full stack spread, possible, but I think it's like the earlier rumors were people guessing. Now that it's starting to come out a little bit closer, it's starting to the revisions for everything are starting to come out, which is interesting. It's supposed to be running on DirectX 12, which is nice. It's really hard to say, and then I wonder how well their power usages are. They going to be brute forcing this card, kind of like how Nvidia does it, but just railing it with a little bit more power. I'm interested on seeing what this is what it's gonna bring, and I'm also so interested to see how it will do mining. Crypto Dave, ever played on Bovada? No, I have not, my man. No, I have not. So, yeah, I mean, it's like if I'd almost be happy to see the ARC series hit the 1080 Ti status. I'd be perfectly happy to see that. Especially for a company that hasn't made an independent graphics card in the last 20 years. Like Bitcoin. No, I stay away from a lot of the gambling stuff. I always, it's like every time I think about it, I go, Blinky lights, house wins. What's up, MC? What up, what up? So, yeah, it's like, as these things come out, if anybody gets a line on one of these cards, because, I'm not one of those big YouTubers that have enough pull to get even a test sample that I'd have to mail back to them. So if you guys find it in the wild, let me know. I will scoop one of these up so I can do some testing on there, get you guys all the information, show you how I dial it in, all that good stuff. You know, the stuff that you come here for. And then if you guys have not seen, it's like I've been looking in, like I kind of look at these server grade motherboards every once in a while because I'm like, that thing is huge. This would be one of those situations. Let's see, make sure I hit the right button. Yeah, I chose wisely. So yeah, I mean this bad boy is the new EPYC server CPU. That thing is chungus. It's not quite the same as the Threadripper. The Threadripper had 3 of these screws that need to be torqued down. I'm sure this is going to be the same way. It's got to be torqued down. It looks like the retainer is a lot thicker than it is on the Threadripper line, even for the Pro Series. So I'd be curious to see, because like you see all this RAM that's all over here. I think this is the one that can handle up to 1 terabyte of. Let me go back into my notes. Yeah, 128 cores, 12 DIMMs, DDR5. Oh my God. 12 channel RAM. That is it's like holy cow. And I did not take note on where the how much. So it's 1 megabyte per L2 cache per core. Oh my God, that is huge. So this thing is gonna have some nasty fucking throughput on this new EPYC. So I bet you, it's like my big question is trying to mine on this bad boy. I would mine on this thing for a minute just to see what it would hash out to. I'm sure power wise it's absolutely not worth it, because I mean, let's be serious, the only thing you could really mine with it that's worth it, it's fucking Monero. And the with all the server fans, it is not really worth mining on server enterprise grade stuff quite like that, unless you have it hooked up to enterprise grade power bill. What I mean by that is, like, you know, the cheapest power bill humanly possible per kilowatt, because this would be something I would like to turn it on, let it hash for a moment, stabilize, just to get a number and turn it off. That's how much it's not worth it. But a lot of the technology that comes out from the server, the enterprise stuff, ends up going into regular non-enterprise style data centers, and then eventually starts trickling its way into the home PC as options for us. So that's why I kind of keep an eye on some of the enterprise grade stuff, just because, you know, they're showing what the GDDR5 the DDR5 memory DIMMs are going to be able to do. Now, granted, these are going to be ECC memory, error correcting modules for RAM, which will be pretty cool. Yeah, Doom Miner. Yep. That over there is a Zeus. That is my little spoiled dude. Yeah, me and the wife put that shelf together just for him. Yeah, he got a shelf just for himself. That's how spoiled he is. I'm just saying. Ain't that right, Zeus? Yeah. Spoiled little kid. Likes getting his little treats too. uh, and I know all of you guys, you guys are really here to know what this 3090s can actually do. So I've got two rigs with 3090s. The first rig, I've got a EVGA XC3 3090. And then I've got a 3080 on there for the Win 3 Ultra non-LHR. And then I've got three Kingpin 3090s on there. One is the hybrid where it's got an air cooler for the VRM, and then it's got a water block for the VGA core. And then the other two are the Hydro editions, so I've got it hooked up to a custom water loop. No, I have not Doom Miner. What I'm trying, and the reason why I'm holding off is it's like I'm trying to reconfigure airflow in there a little bit. And I have almost the same issue. Like, okay, so with the Octominer, where I was going to originally use it, I realized by swapping cards around, no matter what, there's three spots in that case that are actually localized hotspots. And I was figuring I'm going to try to put like diverter fins in there to see if I can maybe channel the air a little bit more effectively in between the cards. If I can do that, I guarantee you I can drop temp on there 10 times better. Which then I have a similar issue with the 3090 on my first rig, which is the XE3, where that one in general likes to get warm. And as soon as that one gets a little bit warm on the VRM, it's like the cooler is not as adequate. And it just thermal throttles. Like, I watch it. As soon as the VGA core hits 60C, you just watch it just pull power. So now this one is sitting in an open air rig, and I haven't had the chance to swap all the guts over into a server case, which is what it's going to get done as soon as I get another case. But that XE3 looks like it needs the help more than the Ford of the Win 3 Ultra 3090s that I have. That's in the Octominer case. So I think I'm going to test it on the XE3 just because that one in particular does not like to get in the slightest bit any kind of warm. It's like, oh, I'm going to be a little warm over here, guys. And it's just like, and it just starts thermal throttling. All of a sudden, I'm watching it hit, about, I don't know, I think it hit about 92C on the memory, and I watched the power drop down to about 288 watts. And then as soon as it hit there, I just watched the hash rate hit about 92 mega hash until it cooled down, and then it came back to life. I also had to redo what I didn't realize it that I had too much going on one power supply, and it was from the risers. I thought I had them evenly distributed. I was wrong. I kind of quickly put it together with the EVGA 3090 Kingpins on there, and this one would like give me like weird a graphics card here every once in a while. It would just kind of twinkle out and then come back on, and it would crash the rig. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And eventually I figured it out. I've had almost 24 hours since the last rig crash. So I know it's due to power. My next step is basically to grab a 1500 watt server power supply and toss that into it. And otherwise, I've got another HP, but it's like 700, it's like it's 900 watt on 220. If I hook that up, and I need another breakout board, and then I can kind of balance everything out that way. That'd be another acceptable way to doing this. But until I think I figured out the configuration of what was the. I had one graphics card too many on the server power supply that should have been on my 1000 watt power supply. Somehow I didn't plug it in that way. Oops. But so now it's been running flawlessly for, well, like I said, almost 24 hours. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So as you see here, this was the last time it turned off, and this turned off was me redoing the wiring. So this was exactly when I did it. Powered it on, you see it bloop up and then ramp up. And it's just been holding very steady ever since. What I was noticing was my XE3 started hashing lower, and it wouldn't give me my full wattage. So that was my first clue, and then the motherboard was glitching every so often also. So it was just being really weird. Since I changed the wiring over, everything's been acting properly again. It's like, oh, fixed it. So, but this is the card that I'm thinking about. I want to do the Copper Mod 2 is this one here. Considering this bad boy in an open air rig is getting overheated even with a fan blowing on it. I have a Delta fan blowing on the back of this card. And then I've got a commercial grade floor fan sitting in front of it. And as soon as it hit, I don't have my temperature gauge in the room, but I'm figuring it hit maybe 78 degrees in there. That card got very upset. Today's been a little bit of a cooler day. Since I redid the wiring, I'm gonna see if this fixes everything. But I want to do the Copper Mod to the worst performing card of my 3090s before I do that. So it looks like it's this EVGA one, but we'll find out. Since I redid the wiring on that rig, it seems to be a lot happier. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold off until I can confirm which one needs which. I have them sitting right next to me. They ain't going nowhere. One of these bad boys is gonna get it. But I want one that I can measurably tell the difference on, and I'm thinking it's this XE3 because the cooler is physically. I mean, you compare the XE3 next to the For the Win 3 Ultra, it's shorter by almost an inch, and then it's like a half inch narrower. So the cooler is definitely not adequate for a 3090. I'm just saying, this XE3 is not a 3090 I would go after again. I'm considering that the For the Win 3 Ultras, it just definitely is more stable of a card, doesn't get upset as easily, all that good stuff. So we will. I just gotta wait for another warmer day. We've been kind of having like little sporadic warm spells. It's been raining for the past couple of days, so it's been colder out. I think what's the temp out there? Yeah, I knew it was under. It's 36 degrees Fahrenheit. So for all you, it's right around 0 degrees Celsius, give or take. So everything in the mining room is running at peak efficiency. I think the mining room right now, maybe it's chilly in there, and I've got ASICs rolling and a lot of GPUs, and that it's a little chilly in that room. I will say that. So ooh, your Asus Tough is actually running that bad? I would almost pull that apart, Doom, and see how the cooling pads are on there. I know putting a fan on the back, if the cooler is really small, I believe that's also the smaller cooler. Put a fan on the back of the card, a really strong fan to help cool the back of that card. Oh man. So yeah, that's what I would do. Put a fan on the back side of it. I for my XE3. You don't want it on the front and back. You just need it on the back. You need to cool the memory modules more than trying to ram air. The cooling fans that are on there are good enough. Hey, 94C is good. My cards are live in the 90C, 90, especially on a hot day. I have 3 or 4 cards in the Octominer case that if it gets to 80 degrees in my mining room, they get a little upset and start hashing down a little bit. But their memory, like as soon as the memory hits about 102, 104-ish, I watch the hash rate start dropping down. They hit about 108. You got about 105, 110 mega hash, give or take, on the card. 110 on these on the memory module, and you've got about 92 mega hash, and it'll drop down to about 288 watts. You have copper shims coming too. Nice. Yeah, I've only got one set for the 3090. So I wanted to hold off and figure out which one was the worst performing one, this way I can get good data on it. And I gotta have a flipping hot day for this. So without the hot day, there is no way to figure this out. But if you notice here, being that this is the XE3, which is the bottom end of the EVGA substack on the 3090s, I'm getting 120.4. Believe it or not, for the Win 3 Ultras, they only get 120.5. So other than a small ineffective cooler on the card that you got to kind of play around with, and it's the reason why I'm thinking that this one is going to be the one that I'm going to pick. But I want to get the data from whenever it gets hot and see how it's performing hot in the mining room. Because originally, last summer, that GPU was actually out here. And during the winter, I put it into the mining room. So this is going to be the first summer that I'm running 3090s in the mining room. But I don't see a huge difference really between the XE3 and for the Win 3 Ultra, mining performance wise. I get about the same wattage on there. I use 2 watts less. 2 watts less. This one, the XE3 uses 300 to 305. It kind of fluctuates. My XE3, for the Win 3 Ultras will bounce between 292 to 301, 302 watts. So those ones run really, really efficiently. I'm sure I can lean on them a little bit more, but I kind of want to get some air diverters in there so that I know I'm getting, channeled air that's going to go right into that GPU section and really cool it down. Got some ideas just to kind of add to it. And then once I figure out some things on there, I'm probably going to get a hold of Chili, who works for Octominer, and see if I can, get them to, give them an idea of what I did to optimize in their case a little more. I think it just needs an air diverter. It's too much. It's got 4 140 mil fans that are pushing like 260 CFM of air. So I mean, they got good airflow. But it's like I'm not sure if they've got the static pressure, enough static pressure, or what. But it says it's good for 3090s. The GPUs are not touching, but they don't have the perfect amount of room between each other. So I think if I could put air diverters into there, and it's like, if you guys know what the ends of the 3090s look like for the EVGA, it's like a little S shape. So if I can divert it into the S a little bit more, I bet you I can get cleaner air to come rushing across the GPU. It'll theoretically make it run a little bit cooler. Find out. I'll 3D print some parts and like do half of it one way and do the other half of it another way. And just kind of be it, because the case is split in half almost. So I got some ideas. But where you really get a noticeable difference is on these kingpins, guys. So for the same wattage as the XE3 and the For2Win 3 Ultra, I'm getting 127.1, 127.2 mega hash. I can push, and you can see where my memory clock is. This memory clocks up so much better. Oh my gosh. Versus the XE3, I can only get it up to 2000 on the mem. It's like, oh, what the hell is this? This, I go up any higher and it starts dropping hash rate instantly. These guys, I bet you if I put it under LN2, that I can achieve. I know this one right here in the middle here, this middle kingpin, I got 131.1 mega hash. That's your 3090 Ti's territory. The only thing that makes the 3090 Ti actually perform better, it's only one thing, is that instead of having memory modules on front and back side of the PCB, they've got the memory modules are now 2 gigabyte memory modules instead of 1 gigabyte memory modules of the GDDR6X memory, which means that you can now use the backplate as an effective way to cool the PCB, because these are flip chip designs where when you're looking at the memory module, you'd think that that's the top of it, but it's really not. Its heat source is closer to the PCB. So if you could put everything on the one side, you decrease the latency between the memory modules and the VGA core, which slightly improves performance, which also means you're going to use a little bit less power to do so, which means you're also, because you're using less power, generating, wait for it, less heat, guys. So if you're generating less heat on the same memory module, on the same amount of memory, you're not trying to wick away at as much heat. So I think that those are the advantages of the 3090 Ti. They are non-LHR. They can easily out the box 130 mega hash out the box. But do you want to spend $1,000 more for 10 more mega hash? Because that's basically what you're doing. You're paying $10 for 10 mega hash over an XE3. An XE3. Look at this. You're getting 10 more mega hash than this for $1,000. Even the 3090 Kingpin, I can get those Kingpins for $2,400. So I'm gonna spend $600-700 less, and I'm gonna get 127 mega hash out the box. Yo, dual streaming this and EVGA on Twitch. Oh, they're doing a giveaway over there too? Oh, that's too funny. I never win those. Never. But yeah, so for me to try to go and want to get a 3090 Ti, I'm not impressed enough for the amount of money that they're trying to get you to pay for it. So they've got optimized memory on there. It's a binned 3090. I mean, with a chongus cooler on there. I mean, those 3090 Ti's, you might as well call them 4-din. They're going to cover the whole bottom of your motherboard. There is no more exterior devices that you're going to plug into it. Nope. It's all graphics card. You get motherboard, CPU, graphics card. You want a capture card? Not on this PC. and you need a power supply just for your graphics card. It's like, I hate to see the next generation. The 4090 is going to be two 16 pins, 1200 watt standard. You're going to need a fucking server power supply just to power up a single graphics card. Yours might be messed up. Can't push RAM or artifacts. Ooh. Not necessarily. If you think it's hurt, this is what you can do. Pull the cooler off. Look at all the inductor coils. If any of the inductor coils looks like it's got like bluing on it, like it's got like a tint of blue on the inductor, that's usually where you start to see your localized hotspot that you burnt something up. It doesn't necessarily mean the card's dead, but it does show the sign that it got slapped really hard and it's not happy anymore. Yeah, made Moore's Law dead. Yeah, that's why they say Moore's Law is dead. Really, I think it'll slow down at a point, but then you're just waiting for the next technological breakthrough that will be the workaround. I mean, Moore's Law, should have kicked in a while back. I won't pay more than I haven't paid more than 1,700 for a 3090, other than the Kingpins. Kingpins were a little bit pricier than that, but no, the 3090 Ti's, unless you're getting like the low budget fucking 3090s, Ti's, you're still out the door. You're 25 to 2,600 for the good ones. You're 3,200 to 3,500. God forbid you're looking at the Kingpin. Kingpin's going to be 3,500. The Galax Hall of Fame OC Lab Edition, that's probably going to be like a $4,000 card. But you can sit there and you can grab 30 regular 3090s for just under $2,000 now. And if you look into the right places, you can find them on the used market. Which is it the XE3 though? Because if it's an XE3, it's definitely a 3090, just with the upgraded RAM. I mean, they're still technically 3090 Ti's. It's for the Win 3? Really? No shit. I haven't paid attention to the EVGA ones. I've been eyeballing the ROG Strix, which I haven't been able to find. Oh shit. Oh wow. I mean, okay. So this is probably what I saw. Oh, this is so bright. I'm sorry, everybody. But you can see here, $3,000. Bam. That's what I originally saw day one launching. But the prices have been coming down since I last looked at them. But yeah. Well, that's good to know that they're not so. Yeah, scalper's gonna scalp. Yep. So you can get an I can get a Founders Edition Ti for 2,200. That's not too bad, and that's on a scalper site. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah, I know. I think Tech Shinji got his for a decent price at Micro Center too. But yeah, I mean, it's but I'm not paying more than 1,600 for a 3090. So yeah, so 2,500 shipped and everything. Yeah, I could believe that, Tech Man, for sure. Then so here is also my my Octominer case here. Here's the big update, guys. So I get 0.1 more mega hash, really. Everything's nice and stable on here. So GPU number 2, which is actually GPU number 3. As you can see here, it is not hashing at full potential. This is a localized hotspot in this case. I've been playing with airflow around the case for a little while now. It's helped a little bit, but as soon as the room gets a little warm in there, GPU number 3 starts having a heart attack. So that's why I want to, before I do a copper mod, I want to see if there's a way to make that particular card just function just a little better. If I can ram a little air in between the card and it cools it down the right way, then I'm going to do something similar to all the cards in the case. And then if it helps all the cards in the case, I will let Chili know. Like I was saying, that, hey, look, 3090s are not going to... Bro, you couldn't put more than 4 of the 3090 Ti's in here. There's not enough room for that. It's bad enough, like the top of my For the Win 3 Ultra, it's like I could probably fit the tip of my finger in between the card. That's how much room it has at the top of the card. So these bad boys, this one single bad boy here doesn't likes to get warm, and when it gets really warm in the room, then GPU number 4 starts clocking down just a little bit, and then GPU number 7. Now, if you look at at all the numbers, you can see this top GPU. There's nothing in front of it, nothing. And this is the one that I actually re-thermal pasted and redid the thermal pads on there. And I put it back. This one was originally in GPU slot number 3 here. GPU slot 2 here. And it did the same thing. Clocked up the temp on the memory, got really hot here. So for whatever reason, it doesn't look like there's any static pressure getting in between this card. And that's why this one's getting hot. So I need to 3D print a little, even if I have to just like a little square, a little hollow square that I can put over part of the fan and divert some of the air directly onto that card. That's all I would really need to do. So I'll play around with some designs on that to get that situated on this one. But I took the GPU number 1, which wasn't having any issues. I put it into slot number 2, or slot 3, and now that one's having an issue. This one's living life really nicely. And it's like, oh yeah, we're good over here, boss. But you can tell the hot spot in the case. GPU position number 2, which is 3, GPU 4, and GPU number 7. And I know Red Panda had noticed this too. So take off all the fans and shrouds. Yeah. I would do that, Golden, if I can get, if you can find a custom fin stack for it. I need to have, if I can find a enterprise grade custom fin stack for a server case, I would 100% do it. Yes, the fin stack's the wrong direction. No, the fin stack's vertical, not horizontal. If it was horizontal, all day long, bro. Those fins, the fans would have came off day 1 if the fins were the other way. But if I'm also going to do that too, I want the fin stack to also be taller. So that the fin stack actually touches the backside of the GPU, the back plate of the GPU in front of it. This way, all the air has to ram through, and it's got more fin stack to cool everything down. But you know what? I just thought of something. Ooh. I'm going to put a gasket in this thing. Yeah. So, hear me out, guys. So, this is my thought. So, there's a lot of room above the GPU. If I put like a little foam gasket above it and below the graphics card, this way all the air has to basically rush through, and it only needs to have enough foam cushion to reroute everything in between, force it in between the card. I'm going to try that. That's actually genius right there. And last GPU, I could put some. No, I kind of would want a little bit of airflow back there too, just to circulate. Yeah, just put some gasket like a little foam piece above and below just the very tail of the GPU. And that should stop the air from wanting to flow above and below the card where it's wasted energy. I bet you that'll drop temp in there drastically. Oh my lord, I bet you that's going to work. And I got foam to do it. Yeah. It's like, the stack's the wrong way, blah. So, yeah, it's like, even like right now, I'm like watching the temperature in that server case because the temps outside's kind of dropping, getting into the evening. I'm like watching GPU number 2 is now very happy. It is, the memory is now at 88C. We are like well within limitation. And once this card starts dropping temperature, GPU in position number 2 is going to start dropping temperature. It's just kind of how it goes, you know. But I bet you putting some foam in there. I wonder how much of it's a pain in the ass is going to be to drop some foam in with all the wiring. Yeah. All right, cool. Guys, got any other comments or questions before I sign up out of here? Yes. That's exactly what I'm thinking about doing inside the Octominer caves. And it's like, it's not like the cards can't breathe. It's just not what you would call ideal. But if you're moving air through it fast enough, it shouldn't matter. I could buy a Bobcat. No. No problem, Doom. No problem. Anybody else got any comments or questions before I sign up out of here? I'm going to start off on that Octominer case with a golden. It would have to be high temp print matte. I don't know. Oh, you got... Ooh. Well, hopefully you get it sometime soon. The print, I don't think really need to be all that high temp because it's not in direct sunlight. I think PLA should do the trick. Reason being, if you're putting it in on the fan side, it's not on the hot side. You're on the cold side of the... Yeah, that tells me that his mining room got up to like 100 degrees. Oh no, more than that. More than that, because bro, to melt the... Okay. I'm gonna say it like this, okay? So PLA, my PLA's melting point is about 190 Celsius. So I mean, like 100. I forget what the soft temp of PLA is, but you're looking at around at least 100 degrees, at least 100 degrees Fahrenheit, before it starts getting soft. I would almost argue to say if the meter box got that hot, either his mining room got up to some crazy temperature, or the more likelihood is that he overloaded the circuit in that meter box and that plug outlet was getting hot. That would make more sense, that the plug outlet getting hot would have melted. Because you got to think, anytime that you have a connection coming in, every connection, you have a measurable resistance between any kind of connection. I don't care if it's automotive, household, industrial power. Every single connection has a resistance. So, with that being said, if you've got resistance and high amp flow, you're going to start creating a toaster. So, where you're going to notice your heat sources really from is saying that your wiring it can handle the amp load, okay? So we're going to say the amp load, it can be handled across the circuit, right? So now where you're going to get your heat is going to be at the beginning of your run and at the end of your run. So your fuse is going to get hot. So whatever the temperature of the fuse is, the outlet, my outlet is usually about, give or take, about 10 to 20 degree difference. But it's hotter at the fuse side than it is at the outlet. But the outlet is still going to get hot. You're looking at 90 degree temps plus whatever the room temperature was. So that... So I would sit there and say, if you're moving air across it, it should be fine. Yeah, that's you gotta. Yeah, it's like if you add something onto the system, check your fuse temp, guys. It'll do a slow little burn on you. I mean, my mining fuses, they hot. Every room that has a miner in there, that fuse is hot. So the living room fuse is hot. My shed out back fuse is hot because I've got I got a helium miner out there, and I've got a mini Doge out there. So now that fuse has got a little bit of temp. It's not hot, but it's got some temp to it. I've got my side bedroom here where I've got a couple of ASICs hooked up onto it. Yeah, that fuse is hot. I'm well within spec. I'm within my 80% rule. I've got a lot of headroom over there. I got another 100 watts or so. But yeah, I mean, you can sit there and if you got PLA, I want to say that it should be able to handle 100 degrees before it starts to get soft. So I would say 100 degrees is that marker. If you're printing and you need something with a little bit of higher temperature threshold, PETG is a good one. I might even play, if I have any issues with the PLA, I'm going to use the PLA for prototyping If it works good but it deforms, I'll print it up in PETG, and it should be good. Oh. Yeah, it's you'll once you start getting closer to that 80% on the circuit, it gets hot. And then you put enough of those circuits that are getting hot together and it gets really hot. I mean, even my main breaker, yeah, that gets warm. There's a lot of power going through that main breaker, guys. Woo! So I'm gonna hop off of here before my lovely, amazing wife shows up, guys. So definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you like the content here and you would like to help out, you can always think about joining the Patreon. Links down below. Get into the VIP and you get first dibs on having some of your rigs hosted at the Family Mine, guys. Yo, with that, guys, I will see you all on the next one. Yo! And stay savage.